Welcome back from the week or two hiatus. This is the Publis. I'm James,
Adam.
and we have a lot, and I mean a lot, to talk about. A lot for being a summer episode because the summer usually sucks. But we got free agency of the NBA. If you want to talk a little bit about the free agency of NHL, go right ahead. I didn't really know a whole lot of what's going on, but the Blackhawks I know were very nice
NBA
Blackhawks.
first, 'cause that's
NBA is huge. And then we got some exciting new shit going on in WWE. Finally. And we'll do a little bit of a recap of just this week's Raw and SmackDown because the last week's Raw and SmackDown fucking blew. It blew. But yeah. So
like the NBA is interesting, like the free agent.
Very much so.
Like two things I keep thinking of. One,
yes,
we've seen it in football, a little bit in hockey, and in baseball, where free agents just keep holding out.
Yeah.
Will Kawhi be the first one to do that in the NBA? Where he waits until the season and then says, okay.
That'd be crazy. And you know what? I think the NBA, you don't need as much practice with your teammates more so than football and I guess baseball either.
Baseball, you
really don't because what are you going to do? You know,
except for infield drills, trying to get timed up.
NBA, it doesn't fucking matter. But
NBA is a little bit more because there are actual plays you're running and
that's true.
Zone defenses you have to make sure you're not out of.
But I think, Kawhi will make a decision by the end of this week. And you know what? Where do you think he's going? Where do you think he's going?
Where is he going? The Clippers.
Clippers?
Yeah.
You think the Clips?
Yeah.
I say he's. I can't even talk. I say he stays.
I could see him staying in Toronto, but if he doesn't, I think LA. But I don't think he'll want to play with LeBron and Davis.
I don't think so either.
I think he'd go to the Clippers and be happy, trying to make them better than the Lakers and kind of putting it in LeBron's face.
It's pretty much the Toronto Raptors, but on the West Coast, and he's in his hometown.
Yeah.
He's back home. He's got a nice young team around him. Him with the Clips, they could do damage. They could do a lot of damage. But there was so much shit that went down for free agency. We know Kevin Durant went to Brooklyn. We know Kyrie Irving went to Brooklyn.
Durant's not playing all year.
No, he's not. You're right.
Went to
he went to the Warriors. JJ Redick went to New Orleans.
That doesn't really.
I think that's huge. I think it's huge to the sense that they could be a playoff team.
Maybe.
Oh, man. Utah. They got we know they got Connolly. They got somebody else. They got somebody in a trade. I can't fucking think of it. Oh my god. Why can I not think of it? But Jimmy Butler went to Miami with the trade. And
which is weird because that wouldn't have happened if the draft day trade that got pulled was supposed to. Because it was supposed to be the Heat and Timberwolves swapping picks, and the Heat were going to give Goran Dragic to the Timberwolves for Wiggins.
Interesting.
And then it got pulled, and now they have Jimmy
Butler is on. Fuck. I mean, there's. Oh my god, I can't think of what else. There's so much.
The Bulls have had an interesting.
I gotta look at all these free agencies. There's more that I'm talking. That's
just like their free agency. It's obviously no stars because no stars are going to come to a team that's near the bottom and kind of rebuilding. Yes. They all got who's the center they got today? Luke Cornett, who was one of the highest rated 3-point shooting centers, which is a weird statistic to keep track of. Got Thad Young, which was okay. I don't think you should give him $40 million, but okay.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Then they signed Satoransky from the Wizards to kind of be their starting point guard because they're trying to trade Chris Dunn.
Right.
And he can help build up Kobe White.
Markieff Morris went to the Pistons. Grizzlies trade Parsons to Hawks for Hill and Plumlee. Shit. What else? I know there's so much more.
And actually,
okay, yes. Yeah,
there was one funny tweet after the signings the Bulls made and like the draft they made. Like, because he's from here, he's always going to support them, even though the disaster
even though he hates the Bulls
I don't think he hates the organization as much because, I mean, they did give him a huge contract when he didn't deserve it at the point. But, like, so Casey Johnson just, like, he tweeted all the people that they signed, and D-Wade tweeted, all great moves by the Bulls, playoffs, question mark.
Oh, my God, that's right. All great moves by the Bulls, question mark.
Well, no, he put playoffs, question mark.
Oh, I think so. You know what?
Because this is what their lineup looks like now. It'll be Stranovsky, Dunn, and White. They'll probably trade Dunn. Levine, Valentine, and Blakeney. Valentine's kind of bad. They'll probably trade him too. Blakeney's good. Otto Porter and Chandler Hutchinson. Both are solid players.
Yeah.
Markkanen and Thad Young. Then Carter, Gafford, who they drafted, and Felicio, plus his son, who they just drafted. Right. So, I mean, I'm sure they're going to trade Felicio, probably Dunn, Valentine away because they're trying to go for a more athletic lineup now, and neither of those three are really athletic enough to play a high-paced offense. But, like, honestly, kind of like what I was saying last year, the East, outside of, like, the top three teams, and we don't even know Toronto if Kawhi stays.
If he leaves, then Toronto's going to be gone. Yeah. Well, not gone, but they're going to go down, you know. Well,
so that would be really the top two teams with Philly and Milwaukee. And even Milwaukee, you don't know how they're going to bounce back.
Right.
Like, the East isn't hard, it never has been hard to get in the playoffs from.
True. Because, yeah, you're right, because there's a lot of mediocre teams. And all you need is a nice young core, and then all of a sudden you get that shit going, and then the Bulls could be, you know, a 6 or 7 and 8 seed. I'm going to make two huge hot takes, and I already said the one 2 weeks ago, and I'm gonna reiterate on it. The Lakers with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they will not even make an NBA Finals.
No, they won't. Because I don't even think Anthony Davis plays out his contract or actually.
Even if he does play out his contract, I don't think they're good enough. I really don't. LeBron James is 35 years old, and he's getting older.
Yeah.
He's going to start getting injured during fucking regular season. And the thing is, he can't do what he used to do back when he was on the Heat and the Cavaliers and sit out 5 out of 8 games because
they don't have a bench that's going to win games.
Exactly, and they're going to be losing those games. Yeah. You know, and with Cleveland, it's like, all right, yeah, they'll probably go 500 or whatever and still be a top 2 seed.
But even like both
not
those
with the
teams,
Lakers, man.
Cleveland and Miami.
Not with the Lakers.
Both had better all-around teams.
Yes.
Than what the Lakers did. And the Lakers' problem that was with the whole Anthony Davis trade was, getting rid of Lonzo doesn't matter because he sucks ass.
Yeah.
But Ingram, is a great young player, and he could have been a person that would have taken pressure off LeBron, so LeBron could sit out games. Then you just have Ingram play small forward and let him run. But they had to trade him so they could get LeBron, his other star. That's really, I think when they were doing that, they were thinking, okay, if we get him, then Kyrie will want to sign, or Durant will want to, Kawhi,
or D'Angelo will want to come back or something. And
but even D'Angelo, that wasn't even up to them because the Nets still owned his contract. That was a trade.
Yeah.
And if the Lakers were going to, what are the Lakers going to fucking offer? They just gave away 90% of their team for Anthony Davis. Exactly. What are they going to offer to get D'Angelo Russell?
Nothing. So, and then the other hot take is that the Brooklyn Nets will not win even one championship. They will not. I do not believe in Kyrie Irving. Kevin Durant.
Kyrie more than Durant. No.
Kyrie Irving, to me, he's overrated. You know what? He always wanted to be the number one guy on a team. He finally had that shot with Boston. And
but did he really? Because
he was a bitch.
Because they had Hayward there
bitch.
too, and Hayward was the first big signing. So was he really the number one?
Kyrie, the Boston Celtics did so much better without Kyrie Irving.
But they also did better without Hayward.
That's true. But now they have Gordon Hayward, and now they got Kemba Walker. They got Kemba Walker in Boston. I think Boston is going to be a great team.
Kemba's good, but I don't trust Hayward. He's not.
That's fine and great. Then you maybe try to trade him in the middle of the season, and you try to get some
big contract.
It's a big contract, but you know what? Now that you got Kyrie gone, Kyrie's, it's me first and everybody else, and I understand they got some young fucking talent on that, and they'll make it work. Kemba Walker is more of a pass first type point guard. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a great fit with Boston. Kyrie Irving going to Brooklyn. Yeah, they got some young guys. DeMar Carroll, he got signed by San Antonio. Yeah. And yeah, okay, fine, you get DeAndre Jordan, but like that's not that big of a signing. I mean, I guess, but not really. And Kevin Durant, yes, it's Kevin Durant, but he's coming back. He's going to be coming back from an Achilles
he might
injury.
Not play next season.
No, he won't. He won't play one goddamn minute. He won't.
And the thing about whole Kyrie and DeAndre Jordan thing, it reminds me kind of a worse version of when they had Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan. Because Chris Paul was always a pass first guard. He'd score when he has to, but he basically looking to pass. Kyrie is looking to score.
Yeah.
And DeAndre can't really play much defense anymore.
No.
So I could see them wearing out Kyrie the way that Cavs and Heat used to wear out LeBron.
Right.
Where it's just one person playing defense against five people.
It's literally going to be the Kyrie show in Brooklyn for 1 year, and he's going to feel good, but they're still only going to be a 6 seed.
Yeah,
if that, they'll still be a 6 seed. Probably get bounced in 6 games in the first round against an Indiana team, or if Kawhi stays in Toronto, then they'll get bounced against Philly. I honestly, call me crazy, Brooklyn still hasn't done enough.
No.
To win a championship, especially in the East. The East is up and coming, man.
Yeah.
You got some good fucking young teams. You got your Orlandos. You got your fucking I guess Chicago's maybe.
Yeah.
You still got Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's era, Milwaukee's dynasty starts next season. And if Kawhi stays in Toronto and they keep that core in Toronto, the next 3-4 years, the East is going to have to go through Milwaukee and Toronto, and maybe Philadelphia on one of those years if they get it right.
Yeah.
So Brooklyn, I don't know, man. Even with KD, I really don't think it's going to work out. I don't. I think it's going to be like when Brooklyn got Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen when they're all old as shit. Now, I'm not saying that Kyrie and Kevin Durant are old as shit, but Kyrie could be a cancer.
Gonna play a lot to Durant.
Yes, it will. And I think, yeah, they might be a number 1 seed 1 year. Maybe the year that KD comes back, maybe 60, 62 wins. And maybe they would even get through the gauntlet of a possible Kyrie Toronto Raptors, a Philadelphia 76ers, and, of course, the Milwaukee Bucks. But then when you get to the NBA Finals and have to face a juggernaut, I still think Golden State's still a juggernaut.
Yeah.
People keep fucking forgetting that before Kevin Durant was on this goddamn team, that they won 73 games.
Well, they forgot that
one
season.
Lost. They lost in the championship, but they still made the championship.
You forget it.
Exactly. And then the year before that, they won the championship. So they already went 2 straight NBA Finals before KD even thought about coming to Golden State. So I don't want anybody saying that dynasty is over with, because it's not.
I think it will take a bit of a hit this year with Clay being out 90% of the year.
Yeah.
But I think D'Angelo Russell fits better with what they want to do than Durant.
And they did get rid of Iguodala. Iguodala?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, I think it was Iguodala. Yeah, they got rid of Iguodala. But you know what? Sometimes you got to get a couple of the role players out. You bring in D'Angelo Russell. it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun for Golden State once Klay Thompson comes back. And he will be back this season. It might be in March.
I mean, an ACL is easier to come back from than a ruptured Achilles tendon.
Mm-hmm.
But the way he plays, it may take him. Maybe he'll come back like in the playoffs, kind of like who did that 3 years ago? And the Celtics when Garnett was hurt, like all those games when they won the championship, and then in the playoffs.
Yes.
He came back, and then they ended up winning.
Right.
I could see it being like that with Klay.
Kind of like with Klay, exactly. So but what the hell is this crazy cat doing? I hear some crazy shit going on. What are you doing?
No, but like Warriors will still be good. I think the funniest thing about the NBA offseason so far was that at the beginning of the offseason, before the lottery and anything even happened, like the Knicks fans were like so confident they were going to get everyone. They were going to get the number 1 pick and get Zion. Then Kyrie and Durant were going to sign there, and maybe Klay would come too. And they were just like, "Oh, we're going to get everyone." Then, like as each little domino fell, they just got more and more depressed.
They got RJ Barrett.
Yeah, but they got
help. Julius Randle.
Yeah.
My douche of the week goes to James Dolan again. I know he was one of my douches about 5-6 weeks ago, maybe 7-8 weeks ago, maybe 10, 12. And the New York Knicks that really believed that the Knicks were going to do something. James Dolan is the biggest fucking idiot in the entire world.
I could see why they would have thought they would have got Durant, because Durant was always rumored.
But do you know what happened?
They didn't want to offer him a max, which I understood why they wouldn't want to, because he's damaged. But
still, if you bring Durant, I mean, even though I'm saying Brooklyn's not going to win a championship, at least with Durant and possibly getting Kyrie to New York, you'll be closer to trying to win a championship.
But it's not even just that. It's also the trading of Porzingis. And then he put her on his side with
Yes, he traded Porzingis. Well, Porzingis didn't want to resign.
To go.
Yeah, he wanted, but
that's also because of him.
Yes,
he wasn't happy
because Dolan's a fucking idiot.
That actually brings me to like kind of what I wanted to ask you earlier.
Yeah,
looking at how the two teams handled the offseason, and we know how much we hate who runs our team. Who would you rather have, Paxson and Foreman,
or James Dolan?
Yeah.
I'll take Paxson and Foreman, Foreman all day. I will take them over James Dolan 1,000,000%.
Because they have
James Dolan is
they have in like an ass backwards way kind of formed their team into something better and competitive, which is kind of hilarious.
But here's the thing with Paxson and Foreman. This is how it's been for maybe the last 20 years. Yeah, I can say 20 years.
But at least they didn't. Like, what I liked about this offseason, at least they didn't do the whole, fake show about trying to get the top guy. Oh, we're going to interview him. They're like, okay, we know
we're not
coming. We know who we could get.
Yeah.
We're going to offer them maybe a little above market value contracts.
Yeah.
But they're going to help our young players develop. They're going to be good backups or be good starters. And potentially move someone out of our rotation.
I like Thaddeus Young. I'm sorry. I like him.
He's a good player, but
he's a role player. And that's good. We got rid of Rolo. We got rid of Lopez.
Yeah. We're probably going to get rid of Felicio and Dunn.
Yeah, we should.
Valentine.
Valentine sucks.
But like my whole
Thaddeus
thought,
Young is actually pretty good.
I like him, but my whole thought process is, okay, he's not going to start over Otto or Zach LaVine.
No, you shouldn't.
So paying a backup $40 billion is still
But because I think maybe because they are going to get rid of Felicio and Dunn, that after that's done, no pun intended, that the cap floor would be under if they didn't give Young that much money. And I understand how much money they gave LaVine and Otto Porter. Yeah. But
do you think he'll resign?
After this year? I hope so. I don't know because Garpax are fucking
They
idiots.
actually do resign people randomly.
They do. No, you're right. They do. They do.
They sometimes resign them for too long, but they do resign them.
Yeah. But, like...
They sometimes give a fourth contract when you probably should have ended it as a second.
But I might be a complete idiot on saying this. But, after listening to 670 Score and all that stuff, and they're like, what?
Makes people an idiot sometimes.
Yeah, but, like, in ESPN and all that stuff, they're like, the Bulls are the Bulls, but I don't think they're going to win anything with this core. And I think of it like, well, wait a minute. And maybe I'm trying to be really positive about this. What's the positivity? Positivity.
Yeah.
The New Day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to... Ideas of positivity. Yeah. Some bullshit. I can't think of it. I was trying to be funny. But with that, think about it. If Otto Porter resigns... That's some good shooting right there.
Lowry's a good shooter.
Zach is a crazy athlete who shoots threes and dunks.
And he actually got better defensively at the end of the year.
Yes.
Which is one of the biggest critiques against him.
And like I said,
Kobe could be good.
Yeah, wait, Lowry. Laurie Marketing. That's right. If Kobe White becomes a average to above average point guard who shoots threes also. That's good.
Yeah.
And if Wendell Carter if he develops, we have a good core.
I'll say this
we might have a good enough core to get a top 4 seed, not next year, but in about 2 or 3 years.
That's
3 years.
That's kind of what I talked to my friend I work about.
Yeah.
That even though so far this version hasn't done anything, I'd take this core over the Derrick Rose version core, where it was Rose, Noah, and Taj Gibson.
Well, yeah, because that was a different NBA. Because you had more big men and big men that passed. Now we're having big men that stretch the full floor to shoot threes all day.
But no, it's also like because those were like the 3 really good players. And for some reason, fucking Carlos Boozer was there. But those 3 were like the players like you'd like have to depend on to win.
Right.
Where it'd be Joakim, Derek, and Korver the year he was there. And went back and forth between backup guards, but like
Little Nate,
Little
Nate and DJ Augustine.
But this team, I think, is a little bit designed more to where you don't have to worry about because back in the early 2000s it was like, okay, Derek has to take the last shot. Now you could be like, oh, well, Zach's open, Otto's open, Lowry could be open.
Maybe Kobe White.
Yeah, Kobe. I mean, they showed him, shooting around in practice. He was, making, stuff he wasn't guarded, obviously.
Right,
but he was making, stuff random-ass threes.
It's a possibility. And I think the Bulls, with this core, they could be a championship material team. It depends on how wide open also the NBA
nobody
is.
Randomly tears their ACL twice.
Exactly. Now, there is another team that I do kind of want to talk about, and it's very, very random, but it goes with Chicago a little bit. And that's finally, Jimmy Butler gets his shot. He will be, no doubt, the number 1 guy in Miami.
Is Wade still there?
No, Wade retired.
Oh.
He gone.
I was gonna say Wade comes back. He's like, you know what?
One more year.
Now
that Jimmy Butler finally has his team all to himself, because we all know in Minnesota he had to share it with Cat and Wiggins. We know in Philadelphia he had to share it with Simmons and Embiid. Chicago was just a shit show. I mean, I guess he was the number 1 guy for a whole year or 2 years.
Year and a half.
And then, year and a half because Rose was gone. And we saw what happened there.
But
now he finally gets a whole fucking team
I'll say this
to
about
himself.
his Chicago time.
Yeah.
The front office fucked that up more than he did intentionally. Because if they would have just let him be, okay, Jimmy Butler's here, and we'll sign, like they did this year, we'll sign some good support staff. Instead of like, oh no, let's go sign Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo.
It's like, what?
Because after that is when Jimmy really started being weird.
Like
before that, he was just like a hardworking, great two-way player, kind of like Kawhi.
Yeah, exactly. He's Kawhi Leonard light. Yeah, that's what he is. But with a huge attitude. Yeah. So I'm gonna take another hot take. Ooh, a lot of hot takes in the NBA fucking gimmick right now in genre. I am going to say next year, the Miami Heat will have a better record than the Brooklyn Nets.
I can see that. Or wait, I keep forgetting.
I think Jimmy is going to go crazy next year, and I honestly think Miami will be a 4 or a 5 seed.
I can see them being on 5.
I could totally see number 1 is going to be Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Number 2, if Kawhi is back in Toronto, it'll be Toronto. Yeah. Number 3, Philly. Number 4, Miami. No. Yeah, no, fuck it. Number 4, Miami. Number 5, Boston. Number 6, Brooklyn. 7, Orlando. And then, oh, fuck, I forgot about Indiana in there. Wow. Holy shit.
Indiana lost some things, too.
Yeah, but they're going to get Oladipo back.
Yeah.
And he's a little bit of a beast, you know? So, East is going to be tough.
I actually think the East is going to be because I do think Kawhi is going to leave.
Fuck it, Brooklyn might not even make the playoffs.
I do think Kawhi is going to leave.
I'd say.
So I think 1 will obviously be Bucks because Giannis is going to sack people all
year.
Yeah. 2 will probably be the Sixers.
Yes.
3, maybe the Celtics, but I don't really trust them. So I'd say
I think they're going to be a better team this year than last year for sure.
I could say 3 probably maybe being Pacers.
Okay. Yeah.
4. Yeah. 4. Actually, 4 I could see Heat moving up.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler's going to go off, man.
Yeah. 5, I actually think the Hawks are going to move up a little bit.
Okay. All right.
I
believe in Orlando more than Atlanta.
Yeah, well, no, I could say Orlando being 6, then Bulls 7, maybe Hornets 8. Because who else is going to be?
Yeah.
You're going to get one random team that's just awful and run some of that 500 in the 8th.
Whatever. Who gives a shit? But no, that NBA is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And it all depends on where Kawhi goes.
And that's kind of one thing I kept telling people last year. Like, even when the Bulls were awful, I was like, at least they're fun to watch.
Yeah, they are.
Because they were. Because they were. Like, Levine was randomly dunking from like a half court.
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, this is at least fun.
Markkanen hitting threes, Otto Porter hitting threes. They were
and even that trade was like kind of ingenious at the time. Because at the time, getting Otto Porter, I know at that moment because they were way out of the playoffs, it wasn't a big deal. But like at the time, it was like, wow, you just basically traded nothing for
somebody really good. Yeah,
like
great
former
role
top
player.
10 pick.
Yeah,
who was like basically a face of his team in Washington.
Yeah,
and that was like an amazing trade. And I think, given a full offseason together, I think Levine and Porter are going to feed off each other really good.
You're right. I think you're right. So, if you want to talk a little bit about NHL free agency, go right ahead because I know that I know the Blackhawks did very fucking well. I honestly don't know who else fucking did well. I really don't. I mean,
nothing. The Hurricanes did good with getting Aho back. They rematched the offer sheet from the Canadiens, so that was big.
Okay.
The Rangers signed Panarin, which is good, but
that's fine.
I don't think it's really going to do anything for them because they're really not that big of a team that's really going to help. There were some interesting trades, like the Leafs got Tyson Barrie and Alex Kerfoot for 2 prospects. The one interesting thing about Panarin is he did sign the largest contract for a winger, which kind of pushed Kane's contract down. I'm sure Kane will get an extension soon.
Yeah,
because he's still amazing. Panthers signed Bobrovsky, which is a big move, and which is also why as I was making the bet I made in Vegas, which is the Hawks to win the Stanley Cup, and if that happens, I win $3,600.
That's right.
Like one that I made that bet, I was kind of thinking of the teams in our conference. The Blue Jackets got worse by losing Panarin and Bobrovsky.
Yes.
The Wild are good, but they're an old team too.
Okay.
Predators lost Subban. And Rene's getting up there too.
The Coyotes got Kessel.
Yeah, but the Coyotes aren't really a threat. Like they haven't been.
Man, I think Coyotes are going to be a little.
They could be better
team next year.
They could be better, but the Predators lost a lot of people. They lost Wayne Simmons. They lost Subban, and Subban was kind of big thing for their defense when they traded Shea Weber for him. So it's just a lot of big losses for them. And the Blackhawks kind of a little bit more of an impact version of the Bulls right of the offseason because they did trade for some top name people and signed them a really good goalie. But okay, so the moves they made, they traded for Ali Mata and Kelvin DeHaan, which are two top 4 defensemen. They signed a goalie from the I think it was either the Rangers or the Islanders, Robin Lanier, who finished second in the Benza Trophy finalists last year. So he's another one. They traded to get Shaw back, which is a big move for them because they kind of need a player like that who will just piss people off and get in their face. They signed Ryan Carpenter to be a 4th line center, which is something they kind of need with Kruger being gone. But all their moves they made, it's kind of similar to both. None of them were huge splashy moves.
Right.
But the Hawks really, despite having 2 really bad seasons, didn't need huge splashy moves. They need moves to shore up their defense, to build more depth, and to get a goalie behind Crawford that won't lose them 30 games like Cam Ward did.
Right.
And I honestly think, as much as I love Crawford, I think Lanier's going to end up being the starter because they'll be able to trust him more to stay healthy, and then I trust Crawford. I think they're going to trade either Brandon Sutter or Artem Anisimov to open up line room for for Shaw, because Shaw being on that second line with DeBrincat and Strom, give DeBrincat a little agitator that just stands in front of the goal to kind of open up shots for him. If Saad doesn't get traded right away, I think the first line is probably going to be Saad, Kane, and Taves.
Okay.
Just they'll try to. I think that'll be their last-ditch effort to try to get Saad back.
Try to get Saad back.
And if they can, that's a big thing because Saad was a 30-goal scorer his last year on the Hawks before they traded him back.
Right.
So he was a big deal. And if Kane being with him and Taves being with him can bring them back, then that'll be huge. And then they have some good prospects for the 3rd and 4th line. Defense will be better. I could honestly see them trading or trying to trade one of their older defensemen, either Keith or Seabrook.
Mm-hmm.
I'd prefer Seabrook,
yes.
but I could see them moving on from one of them. And honestly, I don't think it's that hard to believe that they would be in the playoffs next year. Because as I was even telling my dad after I made that bet, okay, if you're looking at how teams are going right now, the Blackhawks are, I'd say, a more prepared and more battle-tested version of the Cubs in baseball.
Yes.
Where the Blackhawks, despite struggling, we have Patrick Kane, we have Jonathan Taves. Eventually, we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back.
We're gonna be back in at least a contender role, of going deep into a playoff run.
And then in hockey, which is the randomest sport of all, it really takes is getting in.
Just get in
and have a hot goaltender, and
that's it.
And you roll because that's how the Knights ended up in the Cup. That's how the Sharks and the Blues ended up.
Yeah, it is.
And that's how the Blues ended up winning. Was at Bennington. ended up playing amazing.
Exactly.
And even that, like the Blues doing as great as they did and winning the cup, which was awesome for them. I don't even know if that's actually sustainable for them.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, we'll see how sustainable it is for them. I don't think it will. I don't think the Blues are going to do back to back.
I mean, it's really, really difficult in hockey. I think the Penguins are the only team that could randomly fucking do it because they're
the fucking Penguins. All right, here's the question: because we both believe that the Blues will not go back to back. Will they at least make the playoffs and win one playoff series?
I could see them making the playoffs, but
depending on who they face.
No, not just who they face. I honestly think the Hawks could win their division this year.
So that would make St. Louis to face Nashville or Dallas.
And if they face Colorado, I think they get because they should have lost to Colorado this year.
They should have.
But I think if they face Colorado, that early in the playoffs they'd probably lose. But even if like the Hawks are a lower seed and they end up a 7-game series against a better Hawks,
right?
I don't think they'd be able to beat them.
Where'd it go? Oh no! There it is. Huzzah! We have the beer opener.
You couldn't open your hoe.
I could not open my hoe. I need a hoe opener.
But yeah, I think next year it's gonna be really fun to watch both the Blackhawks and the Bulls.
Oh yeah, we're finally gonna have some exciting stuff going on in NHL and NBA. It's the beginning of it, but of course, Blackhawks we have a better shot of going way back up to the top. Next season.
But even that kind of brings me back to the point that I thought was good that Lawrence Holmes made like weeks ago, saying that how 2 generations of fans don't know the United Center is the house that Michael built.
Yeah.
They think it's the house that Kane built.
Yeah, you're right.
They think it's Patrick Kane made this important. It's the Madhouse on Madison.
It's
the Blackhawks.
It's the Blackhawks.
And then they'll just go to watch the Bulls because
everybody loves the Bulls anyway. And it doesn't matter if they're good or bad. They still sell out every fucking game.
Yeah.
So we got some WWE stuff to talk about. Oh boy. Where do we even begin? You know what? I know where to begin, and I think it's the most exciting news that we've heard in a very, very long time. Yeah. And that is Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff are taking over the director of creative
of Raw
and SmackDown. And we know it's going to be a slow burn on this. It's not just right away.
Bischoff's not going to start till the end of Extreme Rules.
Right, and right now Paul Heyman is just doing little its and bits of it because they want them both to have a clean slate.
Yeah.
After Extreme Rules is over, then they could book whatever feuds they want.
Yeah.
All the feuds will be all Eric Bischoff's and all Paul Heyman's. And then, of course, Vince McMahon he could veto anything. But I honestly think Bischoff and Heyman, they have the advantage of the respect of Vince, which will make Vince be like more lenient of like saying, "Fine, do it that way, whatever."
But
go on.
It's interesting with them taking out over one because both Heyman and Bischoff have kind of said in the past that they don't believe in the 90s version of wrestling of the heels and faces, bad guys and good guys. He's like, it's just people. Yeah. Like, sometimes you like the assholes. Sometimes you're going to cheer for them because they amuse you. They entertain you. Sometimes you're going to cheer for the superhero guy because you want to see him get over. You're like, but it's not straight down the line. You're a good guy. You're a bad guy. This is it.
Right.
He's like, you can be both. Like, kind of like Alexa has been the past few weeks where she's been back and forth, so like acting like a good friend of trying to support Nikki Cross.
Exactly.
That going right back to her.
Beat the fuck out of Bayley or, trying to cheat and shit like that.
And that's kind of Owens, too. Like, Owens.
That was huge this weekend.
This week. And even that was still him being a heel.
In a way, yeah, you're right.
Because it's just him not liking Dolph Ziggler.
Right. Yeah, it's just two heels not liking each other. And, of course, the crowd is going to side with Kevin Owens because, I mean, it's fucking Kevin Owens.
Dolph is amazing.
No, I love Dolph too.
I feel bad for him because his title runs kept getting killed. Yeah.
Well, I understand, but, like, I don't know if he would get a title run now, but it all depends on how long he's going to stay in WWE and how much he wants to push to be the top guy again.
The one interesting story that came out of Heyman being with Raw was that Heyman's idea right now is he wants to push Finn Balor, Ricochet, and AJ to the top of the card. Like as soon as he's over. And then he also said, like obviously they're not gonna say where he's going. Like someone asked him a question about Bray.
But wait, Finn Balor's on SmackDown?
No. Oh no, Bischoff wants Finn.
Okay.
Raw.
But
Paul wants Ricochet and AJ.
Yeah.
But and then like they were both kind of asked in an interview about like Bray. And they both kind of said like the same thing. Well, he's definitely a main event player.
Yeah.
He's definitely someone that you could build a show around.
Exactly. So,
which that was kind of interesting too. That now the Firefly Funhouse doesn't appear anywhere, but his like creatures are like appearing like stalking people.
They're stalking mainly the Miz. Mm-hmm. This is 2 weeks in a row that Mercy the Buzzer
and Kofi.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Is Bray Wyatt? Because I've heard rumors because of how bad that attendance has been, and this is before Bischoff and Heyman got the jobs. That there was rumors that they were gonna get the title off Kofi like now, like right now.
I do think they are.
They gonna give it to Samoa?
I think Joe's gonna.
He deserves it.
I think Joe's gonna kill him.
He deserves it. He really does.
Like I just love like how much of a monster, just complete asshole.
Oh, I know. I know. I love Samoa Joe, and he needs a title. He needs that fucking title. And you know what? The other thing.
And then I could also think of it this way: say, because of the way they're building the club back up.
Yes.
Wouldn't it just be a kind of huge, hilarious fuck you to TNA? If Raw's champion is AJ Styles and SmackDown's is Samoa Joe.
That'd be cool. I would like that. I would like that a lot. Why not? Why can't they? I mean, they're both fucking top tier guys.
Also,
they're both main eventers.
Even though it's a terrible name for a stable, they've kind of made a stable of Bobby Roode, Cesaro, and EC3.
Yeah, the fresh...
The main event, like Muscle something.
The fresh muscles or something.
Yeah, main event Muscle Man.
Yeah, the muscle. Dude, the Muscle Man.
Which is funny, but like the three of them together is also like something that's going to be amazing.
Pretty fucking
because the things the three of them can do
WWE needs more factions, and I think...
But you need a faction to be more than three people. It's not just kind of like a little group. You need like the big,
five.
Like 4 or 5
like
people.
DX, NWO.
Like Undisputed Era.
Undisputed Era. Exactly.
Or
but no.
the Wyatts used to be, or Insanity before they died.
Well, yeah, before they destroyed Sanity. So, this might be a stupid question, but do you think Paul Heyman had something to do with the whole Braun Strowman? I mean, to be creative enough to do creative for the whole Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley destroying the whole fucking stage?
I think he had something to do with that.
I think so.
And how the show was kind of produced, like more kind of like hardcore-ish.
Yeah.
I think he had a little bit to do with like maybe suggested, like, oh, this would be a cool spot because it doesn't make either of them look weak.
Right. And Strowman actually does have real injuries. And, well, unfortunately, we think that he got a new injury actually during
I don't think it was during that. I think he's just been hurt for a while.
Ruptured spleen.
Yeah, I think he's just been hurt for a while.
But he might be out for months and months and months.
But that was the other interesting thing about Raw and SmackDown. Not just in that part, but they finally brought the pyro back.
Oh, shit. Did they? They did?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Wow. Okay. We got the pyro back. I forgot all about that. I didn't even realize that. That's crazy. And
which, with that, it'll make, number one, when he's back as the Demon, which he will be soon in the match. Yeah. It'll make Finn's entrance a lot better, cooler again with the smoke and everything that comes up. Make South had a little bit of pyro for a while during the Burn It Down party. Had like the
they did, yeah. Brock Lesnar with his jumping up on the fucking ring and all that shit. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot. That's gonna be a little bit more exciting. It's gonna bring something as simple as that. As simple as that brings
even AJ used to have the pyro before like that.
That's right. Another thing is that I saw like Inside the Ropes. It's a YouTube channel, whatever, and they had like this evening with Paul Heyman type shit. And Paul Heyman said something that I loved, and I sent it to you. And he says when he writes feuds, when he books
he wants it year long. He wants
it long, but he starts at the end.
Yeah.
And then writes the rest out. He always wants to know what happens at the end, and then he writes it backwards. That is what we need. We don't need these episodic Raws and SmackDowns that don't make any fucking sense at all. And then the feud that looks like it's going to be great ends in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, what?
But
that's why I love Paul Heyman.
Like, I was talking to a few people about this, like, because they were randomly posting Rock, Austin, Triple H videos on YouTube, like, of, I think Triple H taking, like, 7 stunners in a match. And, like, I always thought it wasn't even a match. It was just them attacking each other, and he ended up getting stunned, like, 7 times. And, like, Rock was just on the stage kind of, like, mocking both of them, and it was funny. I was like, that's kind of, like, what I miss. Like, number one, the chemistry the 3 of them had, and the fact that the 3 of them would always just, like, even when it's, like, in a serious moment, would, like, fuck around with each other.
Yeah.
Like, Rock would oversell the stunner just to see if he could get a reaction out of Austin.
Exactly.
And then the last stunner he hit on Triple H in that segment, where Triple H did a backflip over the rope.
Yes!
And you would just see Austin
right.
Like,
what the fuck are you guys doing?
Like, putting his hand in his face.
Like, what the shit? You guys are bad. That's what they need. These wrestlers need more chemistry within the ring and to have.
But that's also
to tell a story in the ring
is going to improve AJ.
I think so, yes.
Is letting him be with Anderson and Gallows again.
Yes.
Letting him be with his friends again.
Right.
And like running with their little thing. So that'll be good for. Number one, it'll be. I mean, AJ doesn't need anything because he's already kind of the face of the company.
Exactly.
But it'll be huge for Gallows and Anderson. I could see by SummerSlam them getting tag titles back again.
Yeah. And then maybe AJ with the United States Championship.
Or the Universal. That's one funny thing I can see happening is right now the perceived cash-in date will be SummerSlam. I could see a main event being AJ versus Seth.
Yeah.
Brock trying to cash in, has a briefcase, cashes in, bell ring, triple threat, whatever. Then you see the Bullet Club
run
out and like jump Brock and like just take him out of the match.
And then just have
AJ,
pretty much one-on-one.
Beats Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that would be pretty.
Like they put him through a table. They do the like Magic Killer, Boot of Doom.
Right.
Just like keep jumping on him so he can't.
So he can't come out. So he can't come in. Damn. What the hell did I have? I was going to say something. What the hell was it? And now it's lost.
But who do you think is going to end up doing better in their show? Paul or Bishop?
I think Monday Night Raw, Paul Heyman is going to be insane.
I think Eric, just because I think Raw being the show it is, will always be Vince's.
Oh, okay.
Baby.
So it's going to be more
I think he'll have more. Eric will have more freedom on SmackDown to do what he can. But also, like, one thing they both said in podcasts, like, a long time ago, before they were even offered the job, saying, like, oh, if you could get a job in wrestling, be it Ring of Honor, New Japan, WWE, wherever, would you run it kind of similar to your...
And Bischoff said no.
Things. And Bischoff said I made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't ready to run a business. I didn't know. He's like, all I cared about was trying to beat the WWE, and I didn't realize that was almost an impossibility because of what WWE had behind them.
Exactly.
He's like, I know what I did wrong, and then he also said, like kind of what cocky thing, which is why I've always loved Anthony Bishop. But he's also like, but I also know I do have a great mind for what this business needs and what this business is going to be.
He's
good
learned
at.
from his mistakes, and now he knows what.
And even Heyman kind of said like something similar. Heyman was like, no, he's like ECW was great for what it was. He's like, but I know that doesn't work anymore. He's like, you could have a little bit of hardcore, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He's like, but no, you can't go crazy anymore because that's not what people want anymore.
Right.
He's like, people want to see great athletic matches between people. Want to see like good stories with people. Yes. They don't want to see
good storylines.
They don't want to see just random violence for the sake of violence. Unless it is like a one-off match, like end of rivalry. What do we do? Last man standing. Hell in a Cell. Hard.
Yes, thank you.
Like,
instead of just scheduling, and that's what they need to stop doing next. Is these pay-per-views that are themed of TLC, Hell in a Cell.
They won't just because they make a lot of money off them.
Yeah, but
is a good one anyway.
No, I understand that, but you need to get the themes away because, like, all right, it's October. We know Hell in a Cell's coming up. All right, who's gonna be in Hell in a Cell? No, we need to get back to the days of.
I miss Judgment Day and No Mercy.
Oh fuck yes, me too.
And Backlash was still kind of
here, but it wasn't here for whatever the fuck you call it, Saudi Arabia. But no, what you need is back of just the storylines that organically bring those matches in.
I think my favorite one was Armageddon.
Oh fuck yeah!
Armageddon used to be awesome.
Man. Yeah. 6-man Hell in a Cell.
Where Rikishi almost died. Because he ran over Austin for the Rock.
I did it for the Rock. I did it for. It doesn't fucking.
But yeah, like the pay-per-views, like they are what they are. I mean, Extreme Rules should be fun. Especially the main event is going to be an Extreme Rules tag match for both belts.
Oh,
with Seth and Becky
versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. And you know what? What if Brock cashes in there?
That would be interesting. I could see that maybe happening, but that's going to be a good match. The Taker Roman.
That's going to be intriguing because
I honestly have been thinking this for a while. I think that could be a time when Drew turns on Shane.
Not yet. No, I don't think so.
Or Miz runs out and randomly just beats the shit out of
that. I could see. Yes, that I could see. But I think either
sets up SummerSlam where Miz gets his victory over Shane.
Yeah, and probably
maybe a title match afterwards.
Something
Miz
like
should
that.
be champion again. He's awesome.
He is.
He's
awesome.
Really fun as a champ too.
Miz is
he didn't get enough credit for that run he did when he was champion during the whole Rock Cena thing.
Exactly.
Because at that time, before he was champion, you didn't see the WWE champion on every talk show, on news things, but as soon as Miz won, he's on the Today Show. Now he's on the Late Show. He's on Fox. He's on this. He's on guest starring on this. He hosted Saturday Night Live as when he was a champion. Miz did great things.
He did
for them as a champion. And he's a really fun character. I didn't expect to like his face version
of him
as much as I do, but he is really good. But
he's a way better heel, but he's still
that's also
good.
Because he is one of the best talkers in wrestling. So he can make it either way. And now it's just his insults are against the bad guys instead of the good guys.
Which is fucking hilarious.
Which is funny. But one thing I thought was really funny on Raw was the whole R-Truth
I still love
Drake Maverick thing.
I still love
I just want them to change the look of the belt.
Yeah, I know. Just change it. Change the look of the belt.
Maybe the name,
a toy.
Make it a TV title or something.
Yeah, TV title. But I love
internet champion.
I love an Archer. Yes, Zack Ryder was supposed to.
I liked it when Truth was laying on the barricade in front of Maverick and. Maverick was
I just think it's funny when Archer was like, "You can't come get my TV Cruiserweight United States European title."
I liked it when Maverick finally got it at the end, and then Archer was like, "No, my baby."
I love it. It should just be the Archer belt.
And it's funny because that was one of the articles that was up a while ago. was that in Vince's mind, and this is well reasoned, R-Truth basically has a job for life. And this is before the whole 24/7 time. He's been thought R-Truth was an incredibly entertaining person and was always like willing to do like almost anything just to entertain people. And when he has to do matches, he's really good in the ring still, even though he's like 50.
Even if he jobs to almost everybody.
But he's like Vince is like really loves everything Truth has done, and that he basically has like a lifetime contract. Where as long as he wants a job,
he should. He's a hard worker. He's an entertaining guy. Great on the mic. Great in the ring. It's just
Which actually brings me to like kind of my thought process when I was having a discussion about people in today's era.
Yes.
Who are going to be in the Hall of Fame. I could see them putting Truth because number one, he is a 4-time NWA champion.
You're right. He is.
He's a U.S. champ. He was Intercontinental champ. He's tag champ.
Yep.
He's about 20 times,
24/7. Like 20 times, 24/7 champ.
And also, they have put people who are kind of just funny people in the Hall of Fame. Rikishi, Godfather.
Exactly.
Like, I think Gobbledygook.
I know, for some reason.
So they put people who, like, even when the time they announced Rikishi, it was kind of like, really? But I could see them doing that for R-Truth. But not just him. Miz is going to get it.
Yes.
Rollins.
Reigns.
AJ. Joe.
Yeah, I can see Joe.
New Day.
Yes.
Usos.
Yes. Usos.
Roman.
Yeah, I said.
Then you still have the old people like Triple H. You're gonna go injured. Taker,
Bliss,
Kane, Big Show, Alexa.
Bliss.
If Sasha wasn't such a fucking crazy little person right now, she'd be
Bailey. Yeah, Bailey.
Charlotte.
Oh God, yeah, Charlotte for sure, 100%.
Natalia.
Yes.
Just because she's been around so long, she's a heart, everything.
Exactly.
Then there's also like other people that I could see them like considering that are like even the NXT route, like if he even wins like one major title on the main roster just because of how big of a deal he is, Adam Cole.
Oh God, yeah. I believe it. If Adam Cole becomes the next Triple H,
and Adam Cole
or the next Jericho,
is somebody that both Triple H, Paul, and Eric like love.
Exactly, and he deserves it.
And it was actually, I think, Paul's idea for Adam to go to WWE because he was getting contract offers again from Ring of Honor because of what he is, and New Japan, and I think a couple other indies, and he actually like asked Heyman what he thinks he should do, and Heyman's like kind of asked him, "Well, do you have an offer from an NXT?" And he was like, "Well, yeah, I have one, but I don't." But I'm not sure because kind of what they have.
Yeah, exactly.
And Heyman basically told him, he's like, I could talk to people there. I think it would be great for you to be even in a development in a WWE situation.
Kind of like when Shinsuke did, you know. And then
but Shinsuke really didn't need it. He doesn't really do anything now. But
well, what was it? The week before that last, he was trying to fuck with Finn Balor, and then we haven't seen anything really since then.
That would be a good match.
Yes. What I'm excited for is what they're going to do with Aleister Black. Somebody finally knocked on his door.
Yeah.
People are rumored saying that it's Cesaro. I really hope it's not. I think that'll be underwhelming. It'll be good. I understand. But if they're going to try to do this like fat... I forgot about that.
And that's another person, Orton.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed Orton. I like that.
Another main title
if Aleister Black faces Randy Orton at Extreme Rules, I'm liking that a lot. There was something else that I wanted to say. Oh my God, I always have something
that's another person I think needs another run with the main title soon. Orton.
Orton's
always a fun
he is a fun
vicious champ
because he kills everyone.
He is like one of the most amazing people they've had, like pure athletics people they've had in a while. Like since they got Seth and Ricochet.
Exactly.
Like Randy has always been like just an amazing performer to watch, and always puts on like incredible. Even in times when he's not interested, he still puts on like amazing matches.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. But what was it that I was going to say?
Oh, that was another. Do you think they put Batista in?
Yes, I think they will.
Do you think they'll put him in as? Oh, they did as Evolution. No, they did DX.
Yeah, they did. So Evolution.
Do you think they'll put him in as?
Yes.
So will Triple H be in twice as a group before he's in once as an individual?
Yes.
He needs to go in as an individual.
Because when Ric Flair dies, which hopefully is not anytime soon, but
he keeps randomly
in the ICU, zombie Flair is coming out. There is one guy that needs to be in the Hall of Fame twice.
John Cena?
Tag team and not tag team. And this motherfucker.
Christian?
This is a pun. But this motherfucker is reinventing himself again. And he's doing it on, of course, like always, his own terms. And once again, underground. But he's still in WWE, and hopefully Bischoff or Heyman, I don't know where what he's on anymore, what show he's on, but nobody understands how hard it is to be Matt Hardy. Dude!
Oh, that's Jeff.
Yeah, well,
Jeff
yes.
will get in individually, definitely.
Yes, both of them should get in. What Matt Hardy is doing again.
But my whole thought process with the Matt Hardy thing.
This is awesome.
Number one, yeah, it's amazing. I love watching everything he does. But my whole argument against him going in individually has always been, if they're so dead set for some unknown fucking reason about not putting Christian in.
Yeah, I get it.
Are they going to put Matt Hardy in? Christian's a 4-time world champion, still is not
in.
Yeah, he's I think 9 or 10-time tag champ.
Yeah, they're up there for sure. I remember they're at least 8.
I could see.
I remember they had the Octo phase.
I could see him being maybe next year Hall of Fame Christian.
Edge and Christian.
Well, Edge is already.
Yeah, but
maybe as a tag team,
yeah.
or even just individually Christian.
I hope so.
Edge inducts him.
I hope so.
And I could even see it the other way too, with Jeff kind of do a tag team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, tag team first.
Jeff. Well, no, just do it. Christian and Jeff individually.
Yeah.
And obviously Edge inducts Christian,
and
Matt inducts Edge,
Matt
inducts Jeff, see them going. But yeah, Matt
he does it again.
He does,
and he needs to be on the creative team once he retires for good.
He probably
once he retires for good. He
will be because he was for a while when he was hurt.
Yeah, you're right, he was.
But yeah, he's really amazing.
So innovative.
Yeah, he is. And
but all the time.
My whole what I've always thought about why he'd have to go in with Jeff because he won't go individually is just because for as much as he's done outside of WWE, in WWE he really hasn't
done much
except for tag teams, which he's in the best tag team ever.
Yeah.
But besides that, individually, yeah, he won the U.S. and Cruiserweight title and the old ECW title.
Championship.
No, he didn't.
No.
He won the ECW championship.
That's right. No one cares about that title.
But, if he gets maybe, a few Intercontinental or U.S. title runs,
yeah,
I could see him being on his own. But, as of right now, it's definitely Jeff.
It's awesome.
But
it's awesome.
It is, and it's really interesting just because, number one, he's doing it when he's shown on SmackDown or Raw. It's brief, maybe minute, 30-second promos.
Yeah.
You're just okay.
All right. You don't know how hard it is to be Matt Hardy.
But even that's not a new character. Because that's what he was in TNA before he became Broken Matt Hardy. He was what they call Big Money Matt. where he was just like talking about like.
And did you see the newest one?
Yeah.
Maybe not today's, but the one at the end. He's like, "I'm about to break. I'm gonna have a breakdown."
Yeah.
And then at the end, instead of like the smile, he goes, "Yeah." So maybe Broken Matt Hardy's coming back.
I mean, and he does own it now.
Yeah.
With the help of WWE, like
Exactly.
providing his legal everything. But like, and that's kind of what it was. He was when he was in TNA. He was tag champs with Jeff. Jeff got hurt. Jeff gets hurt a lot because he wrestles a very dangerous style.
No matter how old he is, he gives no fucks.
So he got hurt, and like one day, Matt just came out as like that, which is what he called Big Money Matt.
Big Money Matt.
And he was like kind of cutting promos like that, and then like he either got jumped by like Abyss or Bobby Roode or something.
Yeah.
Like kind of like made him like go crazy.
And then he came back
Broken Matt Hardy.
He became Broken Matt Hardy with his beans.
So yeah, and that'll be cool if they
do something with that.
And I could see either Heyman or Bischoff doing something with him with that, because they both like respect them like the Hardys. And Eric has worked with him in like 3 different companies with WWE.
Yeah.
TNA and a little bit of Ring of Honor.
Right.
So Bischoff like really knows him and likes him. The same with Heyman, knows him. So like I could see them like. I mean, obviously not pushing him like.
No, not main event, but like get some good feuds going. You know. Yeah. Get some.
Would it be cool if his first feud? I mean, this would be bad because he'll ultimately take the L.
Yeah.
But if his first feud as Broken Matt Hardy is the Fiend.
Oh. Shit. Oh shit!
Like Bray could kind of come out and be like, you shouldn't have tried to fix that what wasn't broken.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because it was Woken Matt Hardy and just Bray Wyatt, but now it's Broken Matt Hardy and the Fiend.
And like you could even have like good guy Bray kind of go like,
hey buddy,
you should not have messed with what wasn't broken.
You fixed me, but I didn't need to be fixed because I was never broken. That'd be awesome. I would love it. I would fucking love it.
Even, again, which will be sad because it'll take an hour, revisit the Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt rivalry.
Yeah.
That we never got to see a completion of because Bray got really sick. Because like Bray, I think, had like what Lesnar had. The diverticulitis.
How insane would it be if we saw Demon versus the Fiend?
That'd be cool because we were supposed to see the Demon versus
Sister Abigail, and that he got way too sick.
Yeah,
and that shit went down. Mm-hmm. But at least we got to see the Demon versus AJ Styles, and that was a fucking awesome match.
Yeah, I could see that maybe WrestleMania. I could also see. Well, yeah, I mean, he's gonna win for a while. I think like they kind of have made that backstage clear that Lesnar, like Bray's gonna just go through people for a while.
Yeah, just mow everybody down.
But
should.
I was talking to some people about this. I could honestly, with it, I know like maybe like 6-7 months away. I could see him winning Rumble.
The Fiend?
Yeah.
I would love it. I would love it.
And then if at that time. Let's see who could be champion by then. And it could be like 1 billion people, but say like AJ.
Okay.
Or on Raw, obviously. Or it's Joe, even if Joe's still champion.
Fiend versus Joe.
It could be the only person that could like handle
the
psychotic
and destroy Samoa Joe.
I really think he's gonna win Extreme Rules.
I hope he does actually. I really hope he does because, like, what kind of SummerSlam match are you going to have if Kofi wins at Extreme Rules? Are you going to have Kofi versus Samoa Joe again?
No.
I don't think Eric Bischoff is going to do that.
No.
And isn't Samoa Joe a Raw guy?
Oh, no.
See,
it's kind of
they need
confusing.
to get that shit out.
No,
it's so confusing. They need to cut that shit. They need to. No more of this fucking wild card bullshit.
That's the only reason I could see Kofi maybe winning. It's because Joe is technically on Raw.
Right.
But I think Joe wins and just goes back to
SmackDown. And another thing, before we go, I want to say this. They are overbooking these type of endings of all matches. Even at pay-per-views, this is disgusting. Roll-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. Just stop. Dude, like 40%, and that's fucking high, like 40% of all wins are roll-ups now. Yeah. It's not a signature to a finisher anymore. It's a roll-up. I'm sorry. And I understand you don't want to make the other guy look weak and all that shit. But sometimes you need a definite win.
I did kind of like it, though, in the Ricochet AJ one.
That one I like.
Because it was, like, legit. Confusing. And it was like, oh, his foot's under the ropes. What's going on? And
right. That is fine. But, like that's a good spot to put it in to get a rivalry going.
I think the worst one...
you can't just have some random-ass fucking roll-ups all the time. I honestly think
the worst one, though, was on SmackDown. Was Alexa taking, like, a quick loss to Carmella. Number one, because Alexa has a title match in a few weeks, so she shouldn't be made to look weak when she has a title match coming.
Yeah.
And also, like, to Carmella, who really has just kind of been R-Truth's sidekick for the past, like, 4 weeks.
24/7, baby.
But, like, I didn't like that she took the loss that quickly to Carmella. Like, that was kind of stupid. But, yeah, the roll-ups have been happening a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, with the B team about a year ago, when they were winning all the tag team champs, all they did was win roll-ups.
Well, that was kind of like their gimmick, but they were just getting lucky with wins.
They were just getting lucky wins. But they need to stop at the roll-ups. They need to.
They do.
They need to stop, especially at pay-per-views. Yeah. I understand that we only pay $10 a fucking month for this bullshit, but a pay-per-view is still supposed to be a pay-per-view. Doesn't matter if it's WrestleMania. Doesn't matter if it's Extreme Rules. I need definite finishing wins. No more roll-ups. No more.
It's gonna keep happening. but that's actually like the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I think will be really interesting.
I think it'll be good.
I think we're gonna probably see a 6-man tag match with Cesaro's little group versus the Lucha people.
Oh, the Lucha Underground, yeah.
You see them facing each other just so they can, like, beat some people up and look strong.
Jobs, look strong and get the muscle dudes out.
I actually liked kind of like they did like a little promo with Buddy Murphy during SmackDown, which was good.
Yeah.
They did a weird one with Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah. What was that?
I don't know.
What in the fuck
I don't know
was that?
It was funny.
I mean, it was so random. Who do you think's going to win? Kofi Kingston or Samoa Joe?
It was funny.
What the fuck is going on, man?
No, the Buddy Murphy one was good. And
yes.
I still think he's going to at least be Intercontinental or U.S. title champion.
What about the Kanellis one with Maria?
Yeah, that was interesting.
What's going on with that?
I think that is going to lead to
Kanellis.
No, they're not going to split, obviously, because they're legitimately married. And
no, I know that, but it's going to make Mike Kanellis
maybe go back to
legit.
Mike Bennett.
That might be a good idea.
Because that's kind of been the biggest, in wrestling fans, internet wrestling fans, comments, biggest stupid thing with him is him being Mike Kanellis and coming out to a stupid ass song and just being.
So hopefully he kind of snaps a little bit
and go back to being Mike.
But I mean, what kind of airtime are you going to give him? I mean, you got so many of these.
I mean, they put him in a main event even though he lost.
I know.
They put him in the main event.
I don't know.
And he's on 205 Live every.
Yeah, he is.
They are about to cancel that show, but but he is usually on that and kind of a bigger person on that show that they kind of building Buddy Murphy, like they did with Buddy Murphy. But that's kind of an interesting thing too. Say that show ends. Does the Cruiserweight title go to SmackDown then? Because Fox does want it being more high-paced, more actual fighting, more...
Yeah, why not?
Because before 205 Live, I don't know why it was decided this, but they kind of just put all the cruiserweight division because of the extra hour on Raw with the cruiserweight title.
Right.
But now that Raw has Becky being main event, the Revival, Ricochet, the 24/7 title is more on Raw than it is on SmackDown.
Right.
I could see them putting the cruiserweight division and the cruiserweight
on SmackDown.
And the other reason I think they could do that is because that's one thing Bischoff really pushed in WCW was the cruiserweights.
Yeah, you're right.
Because that's where AJ debuted.
Yeah.
That's where a couple other Jamie Noble.
Yeah, I was about to say Jamie Noble.
Eddie Chavo.
Yeah.
Jericho.
So I think
that's one thing I would have.
And then they could go to 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll go to SmackDown to 3 hours because 6 hours, even though it's different writing staffs.
Yeah.
6 hours, like even Triple H said, 3 hours of writing television is like almost impossible.
Yeah.
But that's another person who, like maybe 5-6 months ago, I would have said like sure thing for Hall of Fame, but now I think no fucking way in hell is Jericho.
You think he's going to get Bret Harted for a very long time?
Yep.
That it's going to take years and years and years and years and years until Jericho gets back in the graces of WWE. Because everybody comes back. Everybody, well,
except Punk.
Yeah, except Punk.
But he's still he's still
But no, I agree.
And that's the one interesting thing too. I can see with those two running those shows. Those are two people Punk is incredibly close with. Is Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff.
You know who else is incredibly close with Eric Bischoff?
Goldberg.
Hulk Hogan.
Goldberg.
Hulk Hogan, baby. Hulk Hogan.
He'll be champ again.
Fuck that.
It's funny because I actually made that bet with Chris when Hogan first signed with TNA. I was like, within a year, he'll be the world champion. And Chris was like, no, they're not going to give him the world championship. That would be stupid. Why would they do that? Then, like, exactly a year later, he was the champ. And I was like, I told you. It was bound to happen. Hogan doesn't go places if he doesn't become champ.
That's true. Or main events.
And that was what was hilarious, too, was one of his, rundowns when there was, like, a big fight in the ring. I think it was between, like, this Fortune group and Team Canada. And, Hogan just randomly stuttered down the ring and
just gone. And he just
killed everybody on the ring. Like then they all took like the Rock type oversell jumps when he was hitting them, and it was hilarious.
Fucking Hogan. Fuck you, Hogan. Well, I got nothing else.
Joe Flacco still sucks. Lamar Jackson won another MVP. That's free for Lamar.
I gotta face the Cowgirls.
And Khalil Mack.
I'm James Cooks then.
I'm Adam.
And I don't even know what.
And Joe Flacco's gonna.
Oh, and Stranger Things 3 season 3. Let's go.
And Joe Flacco's gonna lose.